Day one of baseball's postseason did not disappoint, with plenty of drama to get excited about. So, a lot of times we will hear going into the playoffs that, oh, you know what? It's a playoffs, different season. Momentum doesn't matter. Don't even worry about it. Basically a different sport, really. And sometimes you can roll your eyes at that. And then you watch the Detroit Tigers play the Cleveland Guardians in Game 1 of their American League wildcard series, and you start to think people maybe have a point with that. Detroit had the worst record in baseball in September. They specifically blew one of the biggest leads that you can blow in 1 month to the team that they then had to go on the road and face. And to top it all off, Cleveland was able to lock this spot down by beating the Tigers in the second last series of the season. Everything going against the Tigers. And you think back, Tarik Skubal, the last time he pitched in that ballpark, he hit a dude in the face with a fastball. That's like everything is going against him. And then he was brilliant, bordering on unhittable. The way that the Guardians score their run is on a chopper over the mound. Like, just nothing was going on for Cleveland in this one. And Tarik Skubal, it was absolutely phenomenal what he was able to do. And what we saw it throughout the day. There have been some people kind of lamenting that, oh, the aces are gone and all of that. Some of the aces anyway are back. Maybe we're not back to where it was a few years ago, but Skubal, and we'll get to Crochet in a second, but Skubal was fantastic in this. And to be able to rely on that guy, to be able to come up with that type of a performance in the playoffs, it has to settle everything down for the Tigers. And then the bullpen comes in and was basically unhittable. Cleveland's lack of offense does come back to bite them. Like, they are a run prevention team. And then they come up with a bit of a speed wobble there in the first inning, where there's a bobble in the outfield that allows a runner to get to second base. He gets driven in, and all of a sudden, like, against Skubal, that kind of feels like that's all it took. And obviously one extra run it ends up being the difference here. But Cleveland just couldn't get anything going offensively. Now, Skubal pitching like that, he would shut down any team that's ever existed. Like, he was so good in this game and so unhittable. But Cleveland doesn't really have, aside from Ramirez and maybe a couple of other guys, they don't really have guys that you trust in those spots to come up with those hits. So that is always going to be Cleveland's issue, is they're going to have to play perfect to beat you. And just one little mistake, I would argue two mistakes, the play in the outfield in the first inning, and then Ramirez going home in the ninth. At some point, you're committed. Like, in slow pitch, you have kind of the commitment line where you got to go. That was there. Wherever Ramirez went to, he had crossed the line, and he just needed to go home. To get caught up in the rundown there, and then to not get caught up in it long enough to allow, I believe it was Manzardo, to get to second base. It's a rare misstep from one of the best players in baseball. But I feel like in that spot, where everything is a little bit panicked and chaos, just make them throw it home. We have seen guys screw up that throw before. Make them throw it home, get that break going, or just don't go at all. But to get halfway, it messed everything up for them and really took a lot of the momentum that they had away after a really good shutdown inning in the top half of the ninth. But it was a great way to start the day with the Tigers taking on the Guardians. As always, this episode and this video presented by Swift Energy. Head over to swiftenergy.gg and use the code PKPrimetime. Get that 25% off. Some great flavors to help fuel your next gaming session. Wasn't able to catch Cubs against Padres, and I'm recording while Dodgers Reds is happening. So we go to the American League East battle. A rivalry renewed with the Yankees and Red Sox, and Game 1, much like in the other American League wildcard series, did not disappoint. And all of the talk, and look, I was guilty of it. Go back and look at the trade deadline stuff, talking about how I was envious of the Yankee front office for going out and addressing the bullpen issues that this team had, and recognizing that there was a problem and going out and over-delivering on what they needed to accomplish. Oops. Some of you have heard this before. Yankee bullpen cost them big time, I think, in this game. I understand it, but pulling Max Fried in that spot is I don't think that's something you need to do as quickly as they did. He was fantastic, and it's going to get lost to history because his team lost and the other guy put on one of the better performances you will see. But it's one of the best Yankee debuts in the postseason in the history of that storied franchise, and it goes for naught because he gets pulled, Weaver comes in, all of a sudden the Boston Red Sox have a lead that they would not give up. And so that is going to be talked about a lot. The decision to pull Fried. And look, like the Yankees, they made those moves at the deadline to go out and try to address the bullpen. But it's not like the bullpen has been fire for the last little while. They have had some issues. It's stabilized a little bit, but they've had issues throughout the last couple of months and the entirety of the season. This is the time of year when, like, this is specifically a game against the Red Sox in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium is why you go out and sign Max Fried to a 7-year ginormous contract, is so that he can come in and be absolute aces against your heated rival in a big spot. And that is going to mean, gasp, more than 100 pitches. I don't think you pull him in that spot. I think it was a gigantic mistake for the Yankees, and I think it ends up costing them in game 1 of this series. And on the other side, Garrett Crochet was fantastic. He's going to get my He's going to be my pick for Cy Young because of how he closed the season compared to how Skubal did, and he showed it here. Full on ace type of stuff, and you could just see early, like, oh, this is different. And then Volpe puts a charge into it to give the Yankees the lead, and what a moment that he had. And you pass it over to Aroldis Chapman, who has been dynamite all season, and then there's a wobble. And all of a sudden, it's bases loaded, nobody out, and he is able to ba-bam, 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 1, 2, 3 after that, and shut it down. Again, cannot stress enough how awesome of a first day this was. And haven't even seen Dodgers Reds yet. Shohei hitting a home run to lead off, I'm aware that happened. But this is exactly what you want from playoff baseball. And now the drama is set, right? Like, we're going into the day on Wednesday with so much on the line for Detroit and Cleveland. So much on the line for the Yankees. Now with Rodon on the hill with the season on the line. Oh, the drama. The drama that now October brings in Major League Baseball is second to none. And chef's kiss to all of it. Beautiful, beautiful day of Major League Baseball. A lot of the time we do stream these live on a few different platforms. You can also, if you like the gaming stuff, you can follow me on twitch.tv/primetimepk. I would appreciate that over there. Next stream, to be determined. Definitely going to have one on Thursday. I should say that. Thursday, 10 a.m. We're going to have another stream. We'll probably have a lot more to talk about coming up on that program.